The shock of Nadal's return. 1 year. Exactly 1 year after Rafael Nadal officially hung up his racket, after he walked off the Davis Cup court in tears, leaving behind 22 Grand Slam titles. He's back, but not to compete, not for an exhibition or a charity event. He's back to train with a 20-year-old girl from the Philippines named Alex Eala, the girl most of the tennis world barely knew until 2025. When Rafa posted on Instagram after that session, writing, "After 1 year, it feels amazing to be back on court. Great to practice with you, Alex Eala. You knew this wasn't just a casual hit. This was a statement. This was a passing of the torch." This is the story of a kid from Quezon City who bet everything on a dream and is now standing across the net from the legend who taught her everything. So why did Nadal, the man who said goodbye a year ago, the man who turned down countless comeback offers, choose Alex Eala for his first post-retirement practice? And why is the entire tennis community talking about this like it's the biggest news of the year? To understand that, you need to know who Alex Eala is. You need to know the path she took. And you need to know why her 2025 wasn't just a successful season. It was a total revolution for Philippine tennis. Soft CTA. If you want to follow stories like this, stories of real grit, real effort, and the moments that define a career, subscribe to Pro Tennis 360 right now. We bring you the deep perspective you won't find anywhere else. Now let's go back to 2005, when a baby girl was born in Manila, unaware that her life would change forever the moment she decided to leave everything behind for tennis. The future of Alex and Pro Tennis 360. That is the story. A girl from Quezon City decided at age 13 that she wanted to be great. She left home, flew halfway across the world, and spent 6 years at the Nadal Academy learning to think, fight, and win like a champion. In 2025, she stepped onto the world stage and announced, "I am here. I am for real, and I'm not going anywhere." This matters because Alex Eala isn't just building a career, she's paving a road. She's proving you don't have to be born in the US or Europe to be world-class. You just have to work harder than everyone else. Every time she steps on court, she carries the dreams of millions of kids who now think, if she can do it, I can too. Where does she go from here? Top 20? Definitely. Top 10? Why not? A Grand Slam title? Don't bet against her. Soft CTA. If you want to follow Alex's journey and get deep access to stories of grit and perseverance, subscribe to Pro Tennis 360 now. We don't just cover the scores, we cover the people behind the racket. Alex Eala's story is just beginning. Don't miss what happens next. Who is Alex Eala? The kid from Quezon City. Alexandra Eala was born on May 23, 2005, in Quezon City, Philippines. When she was only 12 or 13 years old, she did something most kids that age couldn't even imagine. She packed her bags, left her family, flew halfway across the world to Spain, and enrolled in the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca. This wasn't a summer camp. This wasn't a few months of trial. It was 6 years. Alex spent 6 years at that academy, balancing school at the Rafa Nadal School with blood and sweat daily training, the kind of training that turns raw talent into professional skill. She graduated in 2023, and by then, the world was starting to notice. Imagine that moment. A 13-year-old from the Philippines, a place where tennis isn't the national sport and world-class infrastructure is scarce, deciding to leave it all to live at an academy in Europe, where Nadal's name is etched on the gates and every wall displays his trophies. But this wasn't just about hitting balls. Nadal's Academy isn't just where you learn a better forehand. It's where you learn to think like a champion. You breathe Rafa's work ethic. There are no excuses. Every practice has meaning, and every detail matters. Alex didn't just survive that environment. She thrived in it. Her first professional title? It came right there on Rafa's island in January 2021. Still a teenager, she won an ITFW 15 in Manacor, the very place she spent years learning the craft. That trophy proved she could turn academy years into real-world results. Junior glory, building the foundation. How do we know Alex Eala was built for the big stage? Look at her junior career. In 2018, at age 12, she won Les Petits as one of the most prestigious junior tournaments in the world. The same tournament that once honored names like Nadal and Djokovic when they were children. She climbed to world number 2 in the ITF junior rankings. She won Grand Slam junior doubles titles at the 2020 Australian Open and the 2021 French Open. And then in 2022, she stepped onto the court for the US Open girls singles and did what no Filipino had ever done. She won. Alex Eala became the first Filipino to win a Grand Slam junior singles title. Not doubles, not mixed, singles. And she didn't just win, she dominated. She played like she belonged on that stage, like Arthur Ashe Stadium was built for her. That US Open trophy was a statement. It was Alex telling the tennis world that she wasn't just a lucky prospect. She was a closer built for high-pressure moments. And 2025 would prove that statement was 100% correct. Because when 2025 began, Alex wasn't even in the top 100. She was ranked around 140, still grinding through qualifiers. Most people thought she needed a few more years. No one was prepared for what was coming. 2025 Miami Open, the life-changing turn. March 2025, the Miami Open, a WTA 1000 event, the biggest stage outside of the Grand Slams. Alex Eala, ranked 140, enters as a wild card. No one expected her to pass the first round. But then, she beat Jelena Ostapenko in straight sets. A good win, people thought, but Ostapenko is inconsistent. Maybe it was just a lucky day. Then she beat Madison Keys. Not just any Madison Keys. Keys was ranked world number 5 at the time. A Grand Slam finalist. One of the heaviest forehands in the game. And Alex, a 20-year-old wildcard, crushed her in 2 sets. The tennis world stopped and stared. But they hadn't seen anything yet. Quarterfinals. Alex Eala versus Iga Swiatek, the world number 2, the reigning French Open champion, the most dominant force on tour. In a match that defied belief, Alex defeated Iga Swiatek 6-2, 7-5. To understand how massive this is, Iga Swiatek had spent 2 years destroying opponents. And Alex Eala, a 140th ranked wildcard, just beat her convincingly on a Miami hardcourt. Alex became the first Filipino to reach a WTA 1000 semifinal, the first to beat multiple top 5 players and Grand Slam champions. From Spain, Rafael Nadal tweeted, "We are extremely proud of you, Alex. What an incredible tournament. Keep dreaming." That wasn't a tweet from a random fan. That was from the man whose blueprint she had followed for 6 years. Beyond Miami, breakthrough rankings, and the grass season. After the Miami Open, Alex's ranking didn't just improve, it exploded. She jumped over 60 spots, breaking into the WTA Top 100 for the first time. She was no longer a prospect. She was a legitimate threat. But Alex didn't stop. She carried that momentum to the grass courts of England. At Eastbourne, a WTA 250 right before Wimbledon, she reached her first ever WTA Tour final. It was a brutal 3-set thriller against Maya Joint. She lost the match, but she proved Miami wasn't a fluke. She could compete on any surface. Then came Wimbledon. This was Alex's official debut at the All England Club. Her first round opponent? Barbara Krejcikova, the defending champion. Most expected a quick exit for the newcomer. Instead, Alex pushed the champion to 3 sets on center court. She wasn't intimidated by the moment. She played like she belonged there. She lost, but it wasn't a defeat, it was a declaration. Alex Eala could hang with the best on the biggest stages in tennis. US Open 2025, making Filipino history. US Open 2025, Arthur Ashe Stadium. First round, Alex Eala versus Clara Tauson. Alex was down 1-5 in the 3rd set. For most players, that's the end. You start thinking about the flight home. But Alex isn't most players. She fought back, point by point, game by game. She dragged it to a tiebreak, and with the world's pressure on her shoulders, she closed the door. 6-3, 2-6, 7-6-5. That victory was the first Grand Slam main draw win for any Filipino player in the Open era. Once again, Alex was rewriting the history books. By September, at the Guadalajara Open, she won her first WTA 125 singles title, coming from a set down to beat Annalena Fritzum. That title pushed her ranking to a career high of world number 50 in November 2025. She became the first Filipina to break the top 50 and the highest-ranked Filipino player in history. Top 50 in women's tennis means you are one of the 50 best players on the planet. And Alex Eala, the girl from Quezon City, was finally standing among the global elite. The numbers, a legacy in the making. By the end of the 2025 season, Alex's stats were staggering. She finished the year with a 40-26 singles win-loss record. She has earned over $1.36 million in career prize money, a massive sum for a 20-year-old from a non-traditional tennis nation. Standing at 5 feet 9 inches, playing left-handed with a two-handed backhand, she is a rare and powerful combo. She has 5 ITF singles titles and 1 WTA 125 title, all before turning 21. Against top 10 players, she holds wins over Madison Keys number 5 and IGA Swiatek number 2, giving her a 2-2 record against the elite. A 20-year-old beating the world number 2 in straight sets at a WTA 1000 event. It's unheard of. But Alex isn't just a good player with good stats. She is a pioneer. Every win is a historical milestone for her nation. Then, in November 2025, 1 year after Rafael Nadal played his final professional match, something magical happened. The training session, Nadal's return with Alex. November 2025, 1 year after Rafa said goodbye to tennis at the Davis Cup Finals. 1 year after the world thought they'd never see him hit a serious ball again. He walked back onto the court at his academy in Mallorca. Standing across from him was Alex Eala, the child who trained under his roof for 6 years, the graduate who was now world number 50. They traded heavy forehands. They laughed between rallies. The academy posted clips that essentially shouted, "She is carrying this forward now." For Alex, this wasn't a PR stunt. It was validation. It was a reminder that the man whose blueprint she copied still believes her ceiling is much higher than number 50. Think about that. Rafael Nadal, the man who redefined fighting spirit, chose Alex Eala for his first post-retirement hit. Not Alcaraz, not Sinner, Alex Eala. Why? Because Alex is living proof that Rafa's system works. His philosophy, work harder than everyone, no excuses, respect the game, can turn a kid from Manila into a top 50 star. The legacy, passing the torch. This is what that practice session actually represented. It wasn't just tennis. It was the passing of the torch. Nadal built a legacy based on character, humility, and the idea that greatness isn't given. You find it every single day. Alex Eala absorbed all of that. Every session at the academy, every tough loss, every lesson, it formed her. When Rafa posted about that session, he wasn't just saying, "Great to hit with you." He was saying, "I believe in you. You are ready." By the end of 2025, Alex was no longer a student. She was a competitor, a history maker. At 20 years old, with a work ethic forged by Nadal himself and a hunger to prove the Philippines belongs at the top, Alex Eala is preparing for something special. 2026 will be a different beast. And if Miami 2025 taught us anything, it's this: never bet against Alex Eala.